everyone, myself Subhashree Panigrahy, a high school senior from Lagos, Nigeria. Today I'm here on behalf of the Teen Pop magazine, which is the first online magazine for high schoolers that gives young aspiring journalists the opportunity to share their voice, build their writing portfolio, and receive peer feedback and mentorship in the editorial industry. If you would like to write for us, check out our website, theteenpop.com. Moving on, today I am in conversation with dancer and choreographer Theresa Stone. She's a dancer from Long Island, New York, and has worked with several artists like Lady Gaga, Gwen Stefani, Jennifer Lopez, Toni Braxton, Omi, and you can just keep naming them. She was also a feature dancer in Lady Gaga's ARTPOP ball tour, and she has also performed in American Music Awards and the Grammys as well. Isn't that amazing? As a choreographer, she has trained dancers who then go on to dance for Janet Jackson, Justin Timberlake, Cardi B, Sia, and again, many, many more. The first and the most important question: how are you doing, Theresa?
I am good. How are you?
I am amazing too. Thank you for asking.
Of
So,
course.
when did you start dancing and what did it mean to you then?
I started dancing when I was 2. My mom put me in dance at a very young age. So I don't remember that first experience because I was so young. But as I got older, it meant a lot to me. It actually meant everything to me. I could not envision my life without dance. The older I got and the more serious I put myself into it. So it has always been everything and the only thing to me that mattered for the longest time.
I can guarantee dancing is therapeutic because I personally love dancing too.
I love that.
How does it affect your everyday life? How does it?
It affects it in ways that I sometimes don't even realize. For example, I could be shopping in a store somewhere and they're playing music, and all of a sudden I'm like, find myself dancing in my head. And my husband will be like, "What are you doing? You're like over here moving." And I'm like, I didn't even realize. So it affects me on like daily things like that. It also allows me to build and understand experiences that I can use in my choreography, stories that other people tell me, or experiences that I've had in my life. I'm able to take and then create and almost re-envision these stories or experiences that I've had through movement and through dance. So I find that it impacts my life in many different ways, whether it's something small like jamming out at the grocery store or something big like taking a life event and turning it into a piece of art.
That's true. So, what is your forte and what different styles have you trained in?
I would say my forte is probably contemporary right now. It's one of the styles that I'm most known for, but I have trained in many styles. My whole life, I trained in tap, jazz, ballet, hip hop, street styles. I've really tried my best to be as versatile as possible. And the older I get, the more I'm trying to put myself out there as a choreographer in some of those additional styles as well. But most people will know me for my contemporary work.
That's amazing. People who can dance amazingly always inspire me, and dancing is not easy. I can guarantee. So, you have done so many choreographies till date. Which one is your most favorite?
My most favorite choreography. Ooh. Hmm. I think my most favorite choreography is some of the work that I've done with Todrick Hall. He and I have been able to build a really great relationship. So every time we get to work together, it doesn't necessarily feel like work. It feels like we're just connecting with each other. So I've always enjoyed the numbers and the dance routines that I've been able to put together with him. And the one that comes to mind the most is when we set choreography for Painting in the Rain. It became one of my favorites, and I think it became like a fan favorite as well as one of Todrick's. So I think that one is like the first one that jumps into my mind.
I'm sure it must be amazing working with several artists like Lady Gaga, Jennifer Lopez, and so many other people.
It is. I mean, I cherish every moment I've had as a dancer, especially in the room with a lot of those people. It changed my life and it changed the way, that I kind of went about my career. So I'm super thankful for all the opportunities and the moments that I got to have with those people in those rooms.
Yes. Okay, so the next segment is my personal favorite, the rapid fire round. Let me read
Oh,
first. Favorite male
okay.
and female dancers.
My favorite male dancer is my friend Ryan Miller. He is based in New York, and I have always loved watching him dance. I've always loved watching him create. He's one of my favorite people to dance next to. So he's my vote for favorite male dancer. And my favorite female dancer would probably have to be Diana Matos. She is based in Los Angeles and she has worked with so many amazing people. But besides that, her movement and her choreography is just so special and so unique. And I just respect everything that she resembles as a female dancer in the industry.
Oh wow. Okay. So, what is your most favorite song to dance to?
My most favorite song to dance to, it always changes because I feel like you have so many moods, like if you're in an emotional mood, it's this song, or if you're in a happy mood, it's this song. I feel like overall, my favorite one is Sorry by Justin Bieber. That song could just come on and I'm like, all right, I'm in the best mood ever. Even if I wasn't before it came on, it just instantly happens for me. So I'm going to vote for that.
Okay. I haven't heard that song. I don't listen to English songs.
It's a good one.
I should. I
Sorry
mean,
by
yeah, my friends tell me that Subhashree, you need to start listening to English songs. I think I do. I do. Okay, your memory of your first dance performance. Do you remember it?
So, like I said, I started really young, but I think the memory that I have at that young age area was my first or second dance recital. I wore this like sparkly green outfit. It was a tap number. It was very much like hands on the hips, tap the foot out, tap the foot in kind of movement. And I was young. I was probably like 4 or 5, but I just remember like being there with all the people and knowing that our parents were watching us and like the excitement of it all was like really special. I remember being young and being like, wow, this is a special moment. So that's the first one that comes into my brain.
That's amazing. Okay, so as I told you, many people love dancing like me, and they also want to pursue dancing as a career. So, what do you think are the right first steps to, how do you go about this?
I think just being willing to learn right away, regardless of your age or regardless of your level. I think there's a lot of people who convince themselves that it's too hard to start. Like maybe I'm 13 or maybe I'm older. Like, how do I start dancing with all of these people who've been dancing their whole lives? I know a lot of people who have only been dancing for maybe 3 or 4 years that end up becoming just as skilled, if not more, than people who have 10 or plus years of dance training. It's all a matter of how hungry you are for it, and how willing you are to learn and put yourself in positions where you can train and you can gain the education of dance. And by doing that, you'll ultimately just be expanding your knowledge of dance in itself. And then from there, rather than thinking about the time spent training, just focusing on the moment and being present, you can really achieve anything that you want, I think.
So, do you think is it necessary to be able to dance from when you are very young, or in case like I'm only 16, 17, and I really like dancing but I'm not that great at it, or I'm not professionally trained? What do you tell people like that? How do you encourage them to continue dancing?
Almost what I just said. I've met a lot of people, and I've come into a lot of people in my life who have said those exact words, like I'm 16 or I'm 18 or I'm in my 20s and I've never danced before, but I really feel like it would be great for me. Um, but I don't know where to start, and I don't have any professional training. The best way to start is to just start, and it involves a lot of uncomfortable feelings, like, okay, I feel like I don't belong, or I feel like this isn't where I need to be yet. You start off small. There are plenty of things you can do as a beginner to start learning how to train like a professional. Luckily enough, now we have social media, we have YouTube, and even with the pandemic, there's a lot of great studios and opportunities to learn virtually. You have CLI Studios, which is a great virtual teaching platform. You have, I think it's Steezy Studios has one. A lot of the big name studios in New York City, like Broadway Dance Center and Brick House, have them. So when all the studios went virtual, it really kind of evens the playing field for people who may be in those shoes that are like, I don't really know where to start. You can start in your house and not feel the judgment of other people, and learn virtually, learn through video. That way you're taking the classes that you want to take, and you're also starting to learn and tap into, how to train like a professional dancer.
Yes, that's very true.
Mhm.
Do you think okay, so now everything is virtual now.
Mhm.
From I mean, studies to dancing, everything is virtual. What do you think is the difference between learning online, learning in person?
So there's definitely a lot of differences. I've spoken to a lot of people about their experiences from in person and normal life to now, which the majority is virtually. And I have 50% of people tell me that it's been like the best thing for them. It's taken them out of judgment and it's taken them out of comparison, because there are a lot of things that happen when you're in the room with other people. You look at yourself and you say, well, I'm not where that person is, or I'm not as good as the other person who's next to me. So by being in the room with those bodies, you have a lot of comparison. So I have a lot of people who have told me, taking myself out of that environment and just training with myself in my room in my own solidarity, I'm able to flourish more because I'm not comparing myself to other people. But that I'm also spoken to people who feel that they need the energy of the room. They like having that in-person communication, that opportunity to just really learn and take in everything that's happening in the room. A lot of people like the energy. So it's like a 50-50. I feel like some people really felt a great change from in person to virtual, and some people feel like it's holding them back.
Yes, thank you so much for your amazing words. And thank you so much for joining us for the interview. It was amazing talking to you.
I've had such a great time. I'm so happy to even be able to speak to you guys here. This is such a great opportunity.
Okay, so everybody listening to us, if you want to know more about her, stay tuned with the Teen Pop magazine. Thank you.